Alright, we are here in Rockdown, Harrisonburg, and today I am embarking on pretty much my biggest bike adventure to date. So Rockstar is a trail, gravel / paved route that you can follow from Rockdown, Harrisonburg, all the way through to Roanoke. So I'm signed up for the gravel route. A lot of these riders are doing the trail route, a lot more technical, going up onto the ridge lines, and then there's also the paved option. So the name, as it suggests, comes from the fact that going from Rockdown all the way through to Roanoke, there's a mill mountain with a nice big star out there. So from Rockdown to the star, Rockstar. I think I'm ready. Getting in my coffee here at Black Sheep Coffee, and then we'll be on our way. 400 kilometers, roughly 250 miles. This is gonna be a big one. 4 days, taking all this stuff along on the bike, sleeping over, making a bit more of a trip out of this one. Should be a good one. Follow along. Let's get out and check it out. So for this bike adventure, we start off in Harrisonburg. We head through these beautiful farmlands just outside of Harrisonburg. But then you make your way to these mountains, and the first climbing challenge really starts right out of the gate with Union Springs as you just make your way up and into the mountains. We then eventually climb all the way up to that flagpole overlook. A pretty technical, chunky section between those overlooks takes you then to the big one of the day, Reddish Knob. And then on the other side, you get to really enjoy all that climbing as you just make your way through the George Washington National Forest with this flowing descent all the way through to our first overnight spot on the list, Braley Pond in West Augusta. Let's get into how that first day unfolded.
That's it! Go, everybody! Have a good one!
As we headed out of Harrisonburg, we got to enjoy some time on the Friendly City bike path before heading into the Hillendale Park trails for a proper gear shakeout. Ultra endurance racing legend Kurt Refsnyder was also in attendance to enjoy this incredible route. You ready for the FKT today?
Oh, I'm just going to have fun on this trail. I've never ridden any of it.
All right. Those mountains off in the distance, that's where we're going today. Up to the very top, Reddish Knob awaits. Incredible. What a view. What a view. Union Springs, up to the top of these mountains. This is gonna be a big one. The adventure has started, that's for sure. Love it. As we climb higher and higher into these mountains, it becomes more remote. You just get a sense of why you're doing this, why you want to be out here. Fresh, early morning, beautiful lighting in the forest, just spectacular. Even when you're suffering up a big climb, there's something special about doing this. I love it. What a feeling, what an experience. To the first river crossing, and immediately you're into some rocky territory. A road switchback is one thing, a gravel one up a rocky mountain is something completely different. Sometimes you just gotta get off your bike and push. Look at this thing. At least the views are pretty awesome as you push up this mountain. Really challenging going this climb between the two overlooks, Flagpole to Reddish. Not at all easy going. Finally some downhill relief. Yes! Alright, the Garmin has officially signaled the start of the ascent to Reddish Knob. And there it is. Nice! Got to the top of Reddish. Woo! That feels good. Nice. The downhill fun. All right, Reddish Knob in the bag. What a view, what a place to have your lunch on a bikepacking trip. Now we go downhill and then some more gravel descending. It's gonna be good. Gotta just sometimes stop and appreciate the views. It's so incredible out here. Amazing. What an incredible stretch of this road. It's just been going on and on and on. It's downhill. This is so far definitely been the best part of the day. I love it. So good out here. All these people camping by the side of the road. River crossings over the streams. Beautiful day. You can't ask for much more. Look at that. Woo! Our first overnight stop, Braley Pond in West Augusta. So just got my cue here to turn right. Couple more miles of descending and we'll be there. Day one in the bag. Made it to Braley Pond. Oh, what a ride. What a ride. Oh, that was good. The last section coming off of Reddish Knob. Just basically downhill all the way to the finish here today. So, feels good. That feels really good. I pitched my tent and then headed over to the Mountain View General Store, which is located about a mile away from the campsite, to stock up for the night. And stock up I did. Alright, I got back from my little pit stop over at the Mountain View Country Store and I bought a ton of stuff in my pack here. So we got some chips. Can't have dinner without chips. And then all the goods. Burgers, lots and lots of burgers. There's one. That's a bacon cheeseburger, a double cheeseburger, and another bacon cheeseburger. We are gonna have some dinner tonight, and then stocking up on water and chocolate milk. I got some Flip bars in here just to restock what I ate today. So yeah, I'm gonna have some good dinner here at my little campsite. I'm excited about this. Not starving on this bikepacking trip, that's for sure. That evening, a number of other riders rolled through the camp area as they pushed into the night. I got joined by two other riders at my campsite, Devin and Russell. More about them later. Rob, as an organizer of the Rockstar event, also joined us and proceeded to share about the challenges that still await on the next day's ride. As he talked, it began to sound more and more like a scary campsite story. Rob shared about how you would start off this day with a massive road climb that took you out of West Augusta. And even when you thought you got to the top, you'd still have to climb higher on the gravel road. Then on the other side, just to make it interesting, there would be a single track section that was very technical for a gravel bike. After then dropping into that valley area, your next challenge would be to climb back up that mountain via the Sugar Tree Road, as you would just float in and out of this mountain range the whole day. Then the long distance along the valley floor would catch up to you towards the end, as you then went into these rollers as you headed into the Delta State Park. This was not going to be an easy day on the bike. go. Day 2 is officially on the way. Saying goodbye to the Brady Pond campsite. Now we head over to the Dodat State Park tonight for the end of day 2. Long way still to go. Let's get this done. Woo! That's a pretty good view to start the day off with. What a view. Love it. Quite a lengthy pace climb. It's going to take us out of West Augusta for today. But then once we turn off, we're not done with the climbing just yet. Gonna be some more after that. Alright, let the fun begin. But it's in these rare moments where you just get to enjoy the solitude of being out there. Nothing but your rhythm of pedaling and breathing, the sounds of nature as you ascend a huge climb. Yes! We started on the road, finishing on the gravel. This is it. Wow, that was a climb. The descent down the mountain has started, but it's a little tricky going on some of the trail section of this course. A little slower going now on these descents. When I said trail back there, that wasn't a trail. This is the trail. Woo. When a route is designed by Rob Ism, and you know you get stuff like this on a gravel course. Thanks, Rob. Wow. Down from there. Hopefully this is now a little easier. Introducing Russell. I caught up to my fellow campmate from the night before, and together we continued to descend off of the mountain. Alright, I think we're finally off of that mountain. Once at the bottom, we turned on to what must have been my favorite section of the whole Rockstar route. This incredible country gravel road. Massive confidence boost after all that climbing today. This fast section feels so good, so good. Alright, and just like that, we are off of the farm roads and back into the forest. That is what makes this route so special. You just never know what you're gonna get around the next corner. Like the next big climb of the day. The climbing is not done by a long shot for today. This climb is turning out to be quite the challenge here. Halfway through the day. Long, open, exposed climb. No shade. Midday sun. It's taking a bit of a beating here. Aim is get to the top, another 2 or so miles, and then have a lunch. Water filtering time. So hot up that mountain. This is going to be so good to have lots of new water fresh through the filter. The stretch of the route between Brayley Pond and Dalford State Park is an extremely remote section with no supply spots anywhere along this part of the course. I highly recommend that anyone attempting this route should carry a water filter. This thing came in super handy, and I refilled my water at streams like this one on 3 or 4 occasions throughout the day. 2 full water bottles, that should do it. Nice. Alright, so stocked up with water, sitting by the side of this beautiful long gravel descent. So might as well have some lunch. Let me show you what I'm having for lunch. So first of all, nice small sealable container with some pita bread in there, already cut open, so you can just pop stuff in there. And then these things are golden out here, small little packets of peanut butter. Yes, so pop out one of these pitas and just pour my peanut butter in there. There we go, lunch. Just a little while, enjoying some paved roads, and I mean enjoying. This is what we came for. Amazing views, grass fields, quiet country roads on a Sunday afternoon. Beautiful, look at that. Love it. It is now a race against the clock. The camp store closes at 6 p.m. I've got about an hour. I'll probably make it, but these climbs are just not letting up. They keep coming. This is the part of the route where you earn your Rockstar status. Here's the campground. Oh yeah. Never been so happy to see this sign. After that ride, we're starting with the good stuff. Alright, let's see what else I have from my country store visit. Chips. Whole stack of cheese. This is gonna work so perfectly on my pitas that I got. Water, more water, coffee. Yes, gonna have to drink that right away. And 4 hot dogs. Yes, 4 hot dogs and some bars for tomorrow. I'm gonna enjoy those hot dogs right now, right here. Yes. Cheers. All right, the camp is set up for night 2, and look at this beautiful view. Lakeside camping. Doesn't get much better than this. I was once again joined by Devin and Russell, and since we were so evenly matched with the pacing, I decided that it would make sense to stick with them throughout the remaining part of this ride. Day 3 would require that we backtrack to get back on the route and then head straight back into the mountains for some more gravel climbs. From there, we would make our way through to the first signs of civilization in the form of Covington. There we would find 2 pit stops, one slightly off route, the BP and Subway, or the famous Whitey's One Stop. But then, leaving Covington, you hit this massive road climb, super steep, that takes you right back into the mountains. But that climbing would be sweetly rewarded because this route is a little bit more road heavy, and from there we went on one incredible downhill as you headed into the Roaring Run Furnace. Now, one of the camping options on this route was to stay over at Rob Ism's friend's house in Eagle Rock. That would make the route too short on day 3 and longer on day 4, so we opted to go further down the route. One other potential camping spot on this route would be the Patterson Creek area, but we knew that if we kicked on just a little bit more, we could cover one more big climb on day 3. That road climb was one leg sapping effort, but it put us on the other side towards a primitive camp spot that I had scouted out from Kerry Warner's video series, and that is where we were heading that night. Day 3 on the go. Today we're going to see how far we can get along this route. The official end point for this stage 3 is just a little over 40 miles from here, so we're going to try and see if we can push on a little bit from that point, make day 4 a lot shorter. But right now we're heading back into the mountains, more climbing. Our first pit stop today, Covington. Some good food if we can get there, some proper refuels at least along this stretch of the course. All right, day 3, here we go. There's still a good chunk of climbing in today's route, and it's already started. Straight out of the state park, we're on to our first gravel road, and the climbing has begun. Alright, one epic descent done. Heading into Covington. Next up, some refueling. This day is turning out to be a good one. Stocked up and ready to roll again. Covington pit stop was so good. As we headed out of Covington, the mountains were looming, and the next big climb was just around the corner. Look at this view. It's awesome. With that big climb out of the way, things were about to get real entertaining on the next epic downhill. So we've basically made it to Eagle Rock right now. This would have been the end of day 3, but we are going to kick on a little bit. Still plenty of daylight left in this ride. So for this, we're going to continue on. We'll see where we finish tonight. For now, we get the experience these incredible country roads. Let's keep on going. What a treat this gravel road is. One awesome experience. Today has been a massive morale booster after those 2 incredibly intense days. Day 3 really is a sweet reward. Loving it today. The gravel roads eventually became more chunky as we made our way into the Patterson Creek area. There were a number of good roadside camp spots along this stretch, but we continued on. Leaving the Patterson Creek area behind us now and heading up a monstrous road climb. This is quite the punishment at the end of a long day. I'm just glad to be getting this one out of the way today. One less climb tomorrow. Bonus. Look at this thing. Late in day 3 and we're getting closer and closer to our overnight spot. Hopefully there'll be a good spot. We are just taking a gamble on a spot that might be next to the road, so almost to that spot. Let's see what awaits. Made it to our camp spot. Lovely little creek here. That is a beautiful sight. And campsite right up there. Oh, what a trip. One trip. Day 3 in the bag. Wow. This roadside camp spot turned out to be the perfect place to end day 3. I have to give some credit to Kerry Warner. His Rockstar video series was a great resource to consult before this trip. Now, there was just one day left to wrap up this epic adventure. Day 4 of this bikepacking adventure would start off by taking us right back into the mountains as we headed up a steep gravel climb right from the get-go. That would place us on Wildlife Road. Now, Wildlife Road is this super remote road that runs parallel to the ridgeline of the mountains named Dragon's Back. That is actually the part where the trail riders would ride throughout this event. That would take us through to Catawba Grocery Store, a great place to pit stop and refuel before we headed through to the last big challenge of this event. We found that in the form of Carbon's Cove and the last big climb on our list, Brushy Mountain. From there, we would spin around and descend back down into the Salem area. We would eventually join back up with a network of trails in the form of the Roanoke Greenway. Now, if you think you're going straight to the finish line like any other event, no, this is Rockstar. So we had to finish this off with a last climb around and up to the top of Mill Mountain before descending down to the finish at the Texas Tavern. Let's do this. My legs are heavy this morning. What a way to start day 4. Super chunky, slippery, loose gravel. Day 4 is not my finest. Yeah, I think this whole adventure is getting to me now. Today I am way off my game. Oh, feeling so good. The headache that I woke up with that morning had by now snowballed into a full-out migraine, leaving me with no option but to bid farewell to my fellow riders as I continued by foot. Most journeys have a low point. This was mine. Wildlife Road has just about broken me, but I think the end is in sight. It's like another mile or so till we turn off. I can't wait to be done with this. Maybe a little easier going after that. Paved road, hallelujah. Oh. Catawba Grocery Store. What an oasis in the desert. I was feeling so awful that I couldn't even get any real food into my body at this pit stop. Maybe it was the building air pressure from a brewing storm, but some liquid calories was the best I could take in. I loaded up my bags and decided to just push on. Time to say goodbye to the grocery store, and now we're gonna head out into this, which might be a rainstorm. Let's see. And sure enough, a mile down the road, the rain hit. The rain jacket is coming on. Alright, this is going to be a fun section. Let's see what this wind and this rain is going to do. The good times roll. Come do the Rockstar, they say. It will be fun, they say. No, that's not what they say. It'll be freaking challenging. Yes, that's for sure. Now we get it done. This is where I dig deep and I get this Rockstar challenge done. Let's do this. This was the turning point of the day, and even the weather got better shortly after. Finally getting out of that morning funk that I was in. Couldn't eat anything earlier. Now that I'm feeling better, I can finally get some food in me before we hit the next big climb. I can get this done. I thought I was out of it for sure this morning. Now there's a new spring in my step. I can get this done. When your list of upcoming climbs have shrunken to only 3, the next one up in about 2 miles, we're getting it done. The climbing begin. Wind howling through these trees as I ascend up Brushy Mountain. Some dark clouds over there, and this wind is also an indication of maybe some more rain. Let's see. We've gone through some already. What's a little bit more? Time to get the rain jacket back on. Brushy Mountain. Check. Alright. Downhill time. Salem. And then Roanoke. Mill Mountain still awaits. That's always going to be in the back of your mind. The last kicker to this ride. But the last major climb out of the way. Let's enjoy this. Officially on the Roanoke Greenway. Yes, the Roanoke River Greenway. This man, Jason Cromer, finisher of the 300-mile-long Neptune's Challenge, truly made me feel like a real rock star as I rolled into town. He came out that afternoon to join riders as we made our way along the Greenway trails. What a legend! Mill Mountain lining up, the star up at the top. That's where I gotta go. Alright, the ascent up Mill Mountain has started. Onwards and upwards, Virginia Pine Loop Trail to the top. Last little bit, let's get this done. Off of the trail, the last little bit of road now, hopefully to the very top. Let's go see this Roanoke star. So close. I got it done. Top of the world here. There's one more stretch. We gotta drop down back into town to the Texas Tavern. That's where it officially ends, so not quite done, but it feels like a massive celebration to get to the Roanoke star. There it is in all its glory, looking out over Roanoke here from the top of Mill Mountain. Oh, what an experience. What an absolute incredible experience. This thing has pushed me to my limit. Today I came this close to cracking. I kept on going, kept on pushing through, got it done. This has been one heck of an adventure. One heck of an adventure. 4 days of testing body and machine to the absolute limit through all these mountains from Harrisonburg to Roanoke. What a journey. What an absolute
incredible journey. I loved it. But I also feel completely exhausted by this. I think there's just one last thing we can do now. Drop back down into town to the Texas Tavern and get some food. I am hungry. Rockstar 2022 in the bag. Yes! I got greeted by Devin and some friends at the finish line. Woo! And shortly after I could watch Russell roll in. He overcame some earlier tire issues to finish like a champ. A big thank you to these two guys for their company during this trip. Rockstar is a challenge, but one that delivers incredible memories. I hope you enjoyed mine.